this video we'll look at the triple-based interpretation of tetraid syncopation. Read the rhythms as accents. The remaining triple notes should be played as soft double strokes. First things first, as an introduction we'll use triplets as a rhythm grid. Let's try filling the subdivisions. You may use Indian syllables like takita. If you can say it, you can play it. Set the metronome, clap your hands and sing takita. Accents are on the first and the last triple partial, or both, so only on the ta syllables. A quarter note is sung takita, with accent on the first syllable, as the first triple partial is accented and the second and third are played softly.
Takita, 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 takita.
An offbeat eighth note is sung takita, with accent on the last syllable, as the third triple partial is accented and the first and second are played softly.
Takita, 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 takita.
Two connected eighth notes in a row are sung takita, with accents on the first and the last syllable, as the first and third triple partials are accented and the second is played softly.
Takita, 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 takita.
I attended the Dante Agostini drum school for 2 years, which was co-founded by bebop drummer Kenny Clark in 1965. I was introduced to an exercise called bâtons mêlés in French. There was a 6-stroke roll syncopation system. The reading text we used was from one of the books of the method. The system uses only quarter and eighth notes and rests, but not two connected eighth notes. Just for the sake of clarity, capital letters represent the accents, notes that are played louder. Small case letters represent ghost notes, notes that are played soft. Sticking A is introduced first in this video, so as to help one become familiar with the concept of the system. Sticking A is to be used on the first measure of all exercises, priority, if applicable. Sticking formula A in this video is limited, as there is no interpretation for two connected eighth notes.
Takita, 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 takita.
Set of rolls. At the beginning of a measure, sticking A comes first, takes priority over sticking B. No more than two hand consecutive notes is rule number 1. Rule number 2. Same hand consecutive notes have to be both either accented or unaccented, not mixed. If a quarter note is followed by an offbeat eighth note, we have to play the second accent with the left hand, so as to avoid playing more than two consecutive notes in a row. First rule. In such a case, we play a 6-stroke roll.
Takita, 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 takita.
After we get familiar with sticking A, we're ready to move on to sticking B, which was inspired by concepts from an article by drummer and educator Steve Korn. In his article, he mentions all the different ways syncopation can be interpreted using triplets with different stickings. I'm sharing my interpretation of these ideas for educational purposes with the author's permission. Using sticking B as our code, we can interpret pages 30 to 45 from syncopation or any other pages with lines of eighth notes, quarter notes, and rests. Ted Reed's book is a drumming classic because its simple, written figures can be interpreted in countless ways to develop reading skills, independence, and creativity. The tricky part is to understand how to interpret quarter note rests. We want to avoid playing quarter note accents with our left hand, so after any series of figures of two connected eighth notes, we play left, right, left to get back to right hand lead. Quarter note rest that comes after a quarter note should be played right, left, left. See below. when there are two quarter note rests in a row, if the first one is to be played as left, right, left, then the second one should be played as right, left, left. A video like this wouldn't be complete without a demo. I'm going to play a page of my own with lines of eighth notes, quarter notes and rests, using the 6-stroke roll triplet-based interpretation we explored in this video. For an extra challenge, the click is set on the first quarter note of each measure. You can see the notation right below the video.